Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
PD Beats here from Popternative, speaking to John Carney about season 2 of Modern Love coming to Amazon Prime August 13th. Thank you for your time, John.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
It's exciting. One thing that I love about the series is you basically get to know these characters, so much about them in a short amount of time. Is it safe to say that was a goal in mind when you were putting together the series?
Yeah, you have to sort of, in a half an hour of TV, you have to really get on with it. And you have to sort of, it's almost like you need to know the character like a minute in. Mm-hmm. And so that's always a real challenge of writing and then of directing, that you almost feel like the first thing that they say, you either warm to this character and you know where they're coming from and you're sort of in, which has been a really interesting challenge.
Was there some stuff for season 2 that you wanted to kind of throw in there direction wise that wasn't in the first season of it, or was it kind of the same goal in mind?
I mean, we wanted to build on the season. We wanted to get slightly away from the New York thing a little bit, only to show that the stories were strong enough and robust enough to be told in any city. Mm-hmm. And it feels to me like that's, the globe is shrinking and we are more connected. And why not suggest that love can happen in any language, in any place, in any city? And not let any particular city dominate or become too much of a character. But apart from that, we rolled with what we had done in season 1, refined it a little bit, branched out in terms of the types of stories and types of people we were telling. And now I think we've built something that's, built to last and will go and go, I think, into many, many seasons.
Modern Love does something that a lot of your other projects have done as well. Like Sin Street's one of my favorite films of all time. I really enjoyed that film.
Thank you, man.
It's fantastic. The journey of love, sometimes it's not an easy journey, finding love. Is it safe to say those are the type of things that you really enjoy working on, kind of highlighting those pretty complex journeys of love?
I think I do. I think that I can't think of a story that doesn't have some element of love in it. Even the best horror films have something in it about love or human connectivity. Otherwise they're just straight slasher movies. The best comedies that I can think of have a love story. The best music makes me feel romantic. And if you don't have that, I think it's unusual that your work is any good. Because I think you can make a great thriller, but there's got to be a love story in it, and you can make. Do you know what I mean? And without that, then you're just making straight genre pieces. So yeah, I like that journey. I feel it's complex. Nobody rides for free. It's heartbreaking and it's tough and it's rough, but it's who we are, and it sets us apart. I think as a species that we connect with our fellow man and woman so deeply. That's kind of who and what we are.
I like that about it's so true about the horror movies and love. I love that. That is so true. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, it's got, Roman, like Rosemary's Baby
absolutely
is about the love of a baby with a mother. She loves the devil in the end because it's her baby. It's, without that idea, it's just a weird horror movie set in an apartment that doesn't ever really go outside. But with that, then you go, there may be flaws in that movie or whatever, and it's the same for comedy, those great 30s romantic films that I loved, and great 70s romantic movies or the comic movies had great love stories in them. And
absolutely.
That's what kept the jokes coming, because the jokes without something deeper, it's fine and it's a good comedy, but it was like, for me, there's always something missing. So I like to sort of have that. I like for the stakes to be a bit higher.
And super quickly before we wrap up, takeaways for season 2. What are you hoping they get out of it when they watch season 2 of Modern Love?
Oh man, we've just come out of this horrible 18 months. Every human being, people have had it worse than other people. We're distinctly not in this together. It's more than anything, this has shown the inequality of the situation between human beings. It's really shown that up. I hope that all, I mean, I make TV, like it's such a, I'm not at the front lines of anything, but I feel like if we can all make a show that people actually want to watch and people actually feel like there's something maybe nutritious in that for them, that would be a good thing. And the fact that this show isn't from my mind or any writer's mind, it is from real people. We've really just adapted these real stories. I think that is a very, very important part of this show, is that these stories are real. They really happen to people, and you can take what you want from them, you can learn from them, you can compare them to your own situation, but they really did happen. And for me, I right now, more than anything, what's comforting to me is to hear stories from other people about the pandemic, but larger still about how they had kids, versus how I had kids, my story, their story, how they fell in love. Those things help me get through life. I'm not an island, and no man or woman is an island. And I think that that's what this show is trying to say. It's certainly what I'm trying to say with the show.
Absolutely. John, thank you very much for your time. And everyone's going to be able to see it. Season 2 of Modern Love, August 13th on Amazon Prime.
Enjoy it. Thanks.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.